Hi guys, and welcome to Unit 6, Lesson 5, Solving with Elimination. So, kind of like the last video and the last lesson, I'm going to go straight into examples just because I feel like the explanation works best when seeing it worked through. So, this method works best when the coefficients match on either the x or the y variable, and the sign does not need to match, okay? So through elimination, what we're going to do is we're going to either add or subtract the equations together, and then that will eliminate one of the variables. It'll get rid of it, and then we'll be able to see what does the other one equal, and then we can plug them back in. So let's go ahead and figure this out. All right, so with this, let's see here. With this first one, the first thing I notice, and what I want you to look for, is that the coefficient on my y's is the same. I have a 5 and a 5, okay? Now, this one's a negative, this one's a positive. I like that because that tells me I can eliminate them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up as 3x plus 5y equals 36 plus 6x minus 5y equals, not 36, equals 27. So I'm going to add them together. Well, 3x plus 6x is 9x. 5y minus 5y is 0. Those cancel. And then 36 plus 27, well, let's see here. 6 plus 7 is 13. And then 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 2 is 6, gives me 63. Divide both sides by 9. They'll cancel on the left. X equals 7. Okay, so I know what my x value is now. Now what I can do is I can plug the 7 back in to either one of them and figure out what y is equal to. Okay? So let's see, I'm going to take, I don't know, I'll take this one. So I have 3 times 7 plus 5y equals 36. All right, so let's see here. 3 times 7 is 21. So I have 21 plus 5y equals 36. I'll subtract 21 from both sides, working towards getting y by itself. 21 minus 21 is 0. Those cancel. I'm left with 5y equals 15. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. Y equals positive 3. So in this particular case, I'm trying to think where to write it. I guess I'll write it down here. X is 7. Y is 3. Now, if I plug it back into the other equation, let's see what happens. We've got 6 times 7 minus 5y equals 27. Well, 6 times 7 is 42. Minus 5y equals 27. I can subtract 42 from both sides. They'll cancel on the left. I'm left with negative 5y. And then here, even if you wanted to, you could do it on a calculator. Let me show you on mine. 27 minus 42, if you don't feel like dealing with those negatives, that gives us negative 15. Divide both sides by negative 5. Y equals positive 3. So either way, that's our solution. Okay? So, and there was just one solution on that one. The second problem we're going to go through is number 4 on your practice. It says solve the system of equations. Okay, and remember we're using elimination. Now the reason why I chose this one is because now none of my coefficients match, right? So it's kind of like, what do I do? Well, to be honest, my gut would be to use one of the other methods that we've talked about, but we're practicing elimination. So what I'm going to do is I notice like this x, it's a negative, right? But then it's like a negative 1. Okay, we just don't write the 1. So really what I could do is I could multiply this entire equation by 4. And by doing so, I'm going to end up with the same coefficient on my x value. So 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. So let's see, we've got negative 4x. 4 times 6 is 24. And then 13 times 4 is 52. But I'm second guessing myself, so even I'm having a hard time thinking today. Yeah, 52. 52. Okay. So now, yay, we have the same coefficient. So what I can do is I can bring this whole equation over here, negative 4x plus 24y equals positive 52. We can add those together and we can eliminate the x's to figure out what y is equal to. So 4x minus 4x is 0. Those cancel. Negative 10y plus 24y is positive 14y. And then negative 10 plus 52 is positive 42. Divide both sides by 14. They'll cancel on the left. So y, it should be equal to 3, but let's make sure. Let's see, we've got 42 divided by 14 is positive 3. Okay, so now what we can do is we can plug y back into either equation and see what we get back. So let's start with this one. If I've got negative x plus 6 times 3 equals, what is that, a 13? Okay, well that gives me negative x plus 18 equals positive 13. Subtract 18 from both sides. I'm left with negative x equals negative 5, which means positive x equals positive 5, which is the same thing as like dividing both sides by negative 1. So it should be positive 5, making our final answer 5, 3. Okay, but I do want to check this other one just to be safe. So we'd have 4x minus 10 times 3 equals negative 10. Well, 4x minus 30 equals negative 10. Add 30 to both sides. 4x equals positive 20. Divide by 4, divide by 4, they cancel, and x equals 5. So that gives us our final answer. Okay, last question for today. This is number 5 on your quick check. How many solutions does the system have? So let's see what happens. How many solutions? So with this case, let's see. None of my coefficients match. So I'm going to focus on this. I notice that if I multiply 4 times 3, I get to 12. So I'm going to multiply this whole equation by 3. When I do that, 3 times 4 is 12. So I have 12x. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15y. And then 3 times 6 is 18. Well, look at that. Now I have the exact same equation, which means that I have the exact same line in both cases. So with that, that means this is going to have an infinite number of solutions, okay? So those are the exact same line. Every single point on them would line up or match, okay? All right, guys, have an awesome day and let me know if you need more support, okay?